What do we have at the foundation? Page of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy at the foundation of the reading, and then the Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy at the sacral. The download I received for this reading was interesting. It's a subject matter that, well, it may ruffle a few feathers. Let's just put it that way. But I think it's quite an important message that we need to speak on today. And I feel that this Knight of Pentacles and this Queen of Swords is introducing us perfectly to the message. But the download, or the message rather, that I've been getting for all of us was in regards to obsessing over finding your soul tribe and or twin flame and soulmate. And when this message came through, it took me quite some time to really understand what this was all about, but then it started to really crystallize because it was followed by another download of it's a trap. You see, a lot of us, when we go through these awakening processes, we get in alignment with our true north. We start to step into an energy of purpose. We start to remember what our mission is, or we start to find out what our mission is. There's always this message that comes through in just about every tarot reading that we can come across these days regarding our soul tribe and our twin flame, our soulmate, all this stuff. It seems to be the destination, so to speak. And the download I was getting was that this is actually a limiting belief, because a lot of people are using that as their motivation to actually get functioning and working inside of this space of fulfilling your mission and or destiny in this life cycle. Now, I perfectly understand that it's human nature to want to be surrounded by like-minded individuals, and of course, we all want to be loved and feel love. But the way that it's packaged and sold these days, especially in this community, the spiritual community, is that it's our motivation. That's what all of this is for. And to be honest with you, how many out there that are listening to this reading right now have actually come into contact with their soul tribe, their soulmate or twin flame? And I'm talking your actual soul tribe, right? A soul tribe is just that. It is your soul, not on this density, right? A lot of us have already found our soul tribe, but it's not necessarily in our waking life. It's in spirit. And I feel that this can be said for a twin flame or a soulmate. You know, I'm not somebody who buys into the whole twin flame dynamic, because from what I understand about twin flames is that these are people that you come in contact with that bring a lot of pain and suffering into your life. The dynamic between the two of you is to help awaken you, and then you split apart. But I really think that the tonality of these two words together, twin flame, is really what's being sold. It's not the actual meaning. The actual meaning of what a twin flame is has been twisted to fit societal norms. A soulmate is something that is a little bit more digestible, because it's something that all of us have probably experienced at some point in our life. We can have many soulmates. We all know this. Right? These are just people you have deep connections with. But in saying all of this, getting back to the topic at hand here, there seems to be an overwhelming amount of individuals that have become stuck inside what can be considered your own awakening. Almost every single day, I have somebody reach out to me asking when they're going to meet their soul tribe, when they're going to meet their twin flame. And I think that we've all begun to miss the point here of what the task is at hand. You see, I find these subject matters to be a kind of hoodwinking, a kind of bamboozling, and it speaks about a lack mindset. If you're basing your highest happiness on any energy that is outside of yourself, you're missing the point. And this is not what it's about. We're meant to get to a point where we have everything we need within ourselves. And then, once we truly understand this, we come into alignment with those who are like-minded. Now think about that. If you're functioning in a space of lack, feeling that your life won't be fulfilled or complete until somebody else comes into it, you're going to be manifesting from that same place. So really, we're manifesting a whole lot of what we've already had. It's just a more veiled way of going through a fake kind of awakening process. See, our focus needs to be 100% on our path. The idea of love and community should be just that, a wonderful idea should it come onto our path, but it should not be your motivation for getting up every single day. We all need to get to a point where we are so content within ourselves that we cannot wait to enjoy life with ourselves. If we can reimagine our lives within the framework of this particular mindset, our reality will begin to reflect all of that back to us. And without even thinking about it, we will naturally begin to attract those who are in vibrational alignment with this exact mindset. The Knight of Pentacles paired with this Queen of Swords at the root chakra and the sacral chakra is calling for us to start being very honest with ourselves about what our motivation is. And what's so incredibly interesting here is that this limiting kind of mindset that is being packaged and sold inside this community and really all over the world, you see, everything is based on what you need external to you to be able to live with yourself. And all this is doing is slowing us down on our path. So really, we are living a life inside this space of being unfulfilled. We're not meant to wake up every day in lack, thinking that we need something, that we need someone, that we need someones to feel complete. This is why going into hermit mode, going into solitude is so incredibly important during the awakening process, because this is when you create a relationship with yourself and God, Source. You become so incredibly content and happy with yourself that you start to look at life, you start to look at love, you start to look at community through a different lens. You actually start to appreciate it more. You actually start to see how truly delicate and precious it really is. Love with another person is an amazing thing to experience when it's real. And I feel that this kind of mindset that we're all being encouraged to start implementing into our own lives is so we can start to experience what real love is. But in order to do this, you need to let go of the limited mindset that we're all being encouraged to have surrounding how love is being sold inside our waking lives. The message can be a bit of a mind bender, but it does make sense. See, a lot of people, when they're going through the awakening process, they're too focused and too concerned on what their reward is going to be for bettering themselves. It doesn't make any sense. You're doing this for you. You're doing this for the universe. You're doing this because you have a mission to fulfill. Anything that tells you otherwise is the resistance showing up in a very veiled way to try and get inside your head, get inside your mind. I would go as far as saying that the kind of mindset that we're picking up here, that we need to fill some sort of void in our life, is absolutely devil energy. The devil is very tricky. The devil knows exactly who we all are and knows exactly how to get to us, how to play on our emotions, how to trigger that inner child. What do we have the solar plexus, please? Too many cards. What do we have the solar plexus? Wow. Eight of Swords, Gemini energy at the solar plexus. So I just switched decks. This is the Before Tarot. So it's showing the events leading up to the event, so to speak, right? So here you are being taken to the Eight of Swords energy. Now, the Eight of Swords is all about self-restriction. It's kind of imprisonment, right, that we willingly put ourselves in, okay? And this speaks about this subject matter that I'm picking up here, right? I can't tell you how many people I've encountered on my path since I've been working inside this space that have said that they've gone through the awakening process. Now they're just waiting on their soulmate, waiting on their twin flame, waiting on their soul tribe, which suggests that the awakening that some people may have gone through was a kind of hoodwinking, a kind of bamboozling. It's not even real. It's fake. It's all based around what you need external to you. And this is why it's crucial. You're very careful who you listen to. And this is a perfect example of this. This narrative that is being pushed. Oh, if you put in all this work, you're going to get this and you're going to get that. This is not what it's about, okay? It's all about what you gain within. See, the Matrix, this material world, is focused on everything external to us. It doesn't want us to truly connect with Source and the divine and our Creator. It wants us to always feel like we can find satisfaction when we go outside of ourself. And this is exactly what this Eight of Swords at the solar plexus is speaking on. You are giving up your power, solar plexus energy, to this idea that you need something external to you, which puts you in this energy of suspension. Knight of Pentacles at the foundation. See how she's wearing the red there, right? It's like you're saying to yourself, okay, I'm just going to stay here and just kind of wait, right? Knight of Pentacles, I mean, this energy is at a standstill. It's not moving. The Queen of Swords is asking you to be very honest with yourself, honest with your mindset. It's an energy that's basically saying, what are you doing? We're right back where we started. If anything, we've just created a bigger illusion around the way we're living our life because we are still manifesting from a place of lack. But now, with this message coming through, we can truly see how incredibly advanced the Matrix is, right? Our reality. See, the problem is with our waking lives is that this is being sold to us. We're being bombarded with this, that we need this, that, and the other. And it doesn't matter how much work you've put into your path and your awakening process. We all experience this in some capacity, whether it's a material need or whether, in the case of this reading, it's somebody else external to us, which is a very dangerous space to find yourself in again. So you're being asked to take a step back and just check in with yourself and make sure you haven't taken an alternate path somewhere along the way, because this is very normal that this happens. We get so preoccupied with life that we don't even realize we've wandered off path a little bit and we're mainlining a lie without even knowing it. You're being asked to take a step back and catch yourself, okay? Check in with yourself and reframe what your motivation is for what you're doing here. Because I think that a large percentage of you out there who are listening to this reading right now will find that when you do this, you'll start to realize that your motivation is external to you. This is okay. I go through moments of weakness all the time. It's human nature. It's completely normal. It's to be expected. But there's a whole bunch of you that are being called to snap out of it and reassess where you're at on your path, and again, what your motivation is moving forward. Because in saying all this, for a lot of you, this kind of mindset is actually stopping things from coming through for you. Things that might just come through naturally without even really thinking about it, right? That soul tribe, that soulmate, whatever it is, right? See, it's not that we can't have those things or having those things is out of alignment with our highest good. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is the place where you're trying to manifest these things from is putting too much focus on those things, which causes you to not align with those things at all or bring in the wrong people, right? It's just like the old saying, love shows up when you're least expecting it, right? This is exactly what this reading is all about. It shows up when you least expect it, so stop making it the destination by which you are living your life. Companionship, tribe, whatever it may be for you, should be an added component that we have access to once we have done the work on ourselves, checked in with Source, and stepped on to our paths. And what's so interesting here is, as I'm looking at this Eight of Swords, this individual, right? They don't even realize what's going on here. It's like they're just saying to themselves, wonder when I'm going to meet my tribe or my soulmate, not realizing this mindset is putting them in an energy of lack and restriction. See, that mindset shows up like this on the spiritual plane, right? We can't see this. What do we have at the heart? Queen of Pentacles in reverse, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. See, and this Queen of Pentacles is interesting because this snake is dropping down from this tree, handing her a coin, right? I just heard, be careful what you ask for because you never know what might be attached to it. Queen of Pentacles in reverse is also an energy that's very self-centered. It's somebody who's functioning in a space of imbalance. It's like your motivation, your drive is all based on what you think you're going to get or acquire, or who you think you're going to come in contact with, rather than focusing on why you're here to begin with. And again, this is what we have to deal with living inside this matrix, inside this reality. We can't help it. We're all constantly being tempted. It's probably not a day goes by that there's not something else trying to weasel its way into our life and knock us off our path. And we've become so accustomed to this, we don't even notice it because it all just blends into the background. What do we have at the throat, please? Somehow I knew we were going to see the Queen of Swords again from this other deck at the throat in reverse. This is an energy of trying to sell yourself a lie. And I'm starting to hear messages surrounding the framework by which this lie is being sold to us, right? And what I mean by this is we constantly hear, oh, you're going to go through this awakening, get on your path, and you're going to meet your tribe. You're going to meet your soulmate and your twin flame, and you're just going to ride off into the sunset, right? Why is it that that's become the narrative? And where's that coming from? One thing I've always said in my readings is that when you go into a place of solitude, kind of hermit, it gives you the opportunity to find that love within self for yourself that a lot of us have just never really been able to access before, which leads you directly to your relationship with Source, God, or whoever you claim as your supreme being. And once we start to nurture that kind of love, which completely rewrites the script around what love really is to begin with, then I truly feel that the universe will reflect that love back to us within the face of another. That's just manifestation 101, right? What you project out into the universe is exactly what is reflected back to you. But the narrative that's being pushed is calling for people to skip steps, which has a way of unraveling all of the work that you've done. I can't tell you how many people I've come across on my path whose motivation for becoming a better person is so they can be accepted by another, which is obviously another byproduct of living in the matrix. Everybody wants to be accepted. But there's an emphasis here on the relationship that we need to have with ourselves. This way of thinking, this narrative that's being pushed is not logical. But I feel that once we start to really understand this message and channeling that's coming through, it should give us some tools to work with so we can have a barometer by which we measure these situations as we come into contact with them. What do I mean by that? Well, I believe if used correctly, this reading here, this channeling, will help us to see more clearly when we may be manifesting from a place of lack without even realizing it. See, a lot of people, they start getting in their path, they go through this awakening process, then love comes into their life and it holds them back. They're not able to engage like they should be able to, which really speaks about who they may be aligning themselves with. So pay attention and be aware and ask yourself what your motivation is. Very important. What is your motivation for getting up each day and being excited to start your day? What do we have at the third eye? Ace of Pentacles. Wow, right there at the third eye. See, now the coin's coming through, but there's no snake trying to give it to you. And it's like the divine was about to hand you this coin, and then they dropped it, and they're like, ta-da, right? And then you've got this scarab beetle there, which is, I feel, coming up as a surprise. It represents transformation and rebirth, but the Ace of Pentacles also speaks about you being on your path, right? There's pinnacles back there, those mountains, the pinnacles of success. So this speaks about you being on your path, the divine aligning you with the people and opportunities that are vibrating at the same frequency as you and the path that you're walking. And this can very easily speak about those of you out there that need to stay focused, because all too often, I've even experienced this myself. You get on your path and then you're like, okay, I'm ready to meet someone, right? So you put yourself out there and Somebody comes into your life, and then before you know it, it's like you're being pulled in two different directions. On one hand, you have your path and your mission from the divine and source. And on the other hand, you have, well, I just want to be happy inside the matrix, right? And more people than not relinquish their path and their mission just to have some lust or companionship. Unfortunately, this happens all the time. You get 6 months, a year into that new relationship or that friendship, whatever it is, only to realize that the connection was a dud. The person or whatever it is not somebody who you feel in alignment with. And now you've lost all that time, all that energy and effort you put in to getting to where you were. Now, it's not to say you can't get back on your path, because you can, but there's a tremendous amount of emotional upheaval that takes place, which takes time and effort to then break through, because now you have to go down that path of forgiving yourself, and it just requires a whole other awakening. It's just not worth it. And had you have stayed on your path, you probably would have aligned with somebody else who was going exactly where you were. Somebody who you came across when you weren't even thinking about it, when it wasn't even on your mind. Ace of Pentacles at the third eye. You're all being called here to really try and look beyond the material world and our human needs. Manifest from your soul. Hold that vision and get as far away as possible from anyone or anything who sacrifices that. The devil is very tricky. The devil knows exactly what you like. Oh yes, remember, he knows you, and he has access to everything. And the more the devil wants to get you where he wants you, the more he will use to come after you. What do we have at the crown, please? Empress, Libra, Taurus, Venusian energy at the crown. And I feel that this Empress at this crown position is really speaking about the abundant mindset, right? This is something I speak about all the time. Abundance is a mindset, right? You just function inside of the frequency of abundance rather than vibrating of the frequency of lack. Manifest from your soul, like I just said, and everything should come forward into your waking life with very little effort. You know, one of the things I hear about all the time that just blows my mind is when people are doing kinds of love spells, stuff like this, to manifest love into their life. I mean, what a waste of time, and how truly disconnected from the meaning of what love is. You know, if this is somebody doing a love spell, I'm truly at a loss for words regarding the mental stability of an individual like this. You want love, but you're going to put a love spell on someone so they love you. Not only is this not love, but it's actually the complete opposite. This could be seen as trying to bend somebody's free will. But then there's the more harmless types of manifestations people do around love, you know, light a little candle and this and that. But I still feel that it's a kind of mindset that just perpetuates love coming into your life. Or when it does come into your life, it doesn't last, or it's not in alignment with your highest good. I've never heard of anybody anywhere ever say that they lit a candle or they did a love spell and they've been in a successful long-term relationship or marriage. Never once. In fact, the times I have heard about people doing this stuff, it ends in tears. A lot of tears. Okay, amongst other things. Spells in general, I personally don't subscribe to or believe in. It doesn't make any sense to me. So you're trying to tell me that not only do we have to go about existing in this reality inside the matrix and trying to overcome everything we have to overcome just to get on our path, but now we're expected to do spells as well? Ridiculous. Now, it's one thing if individuals are doing these things as recreational activities for positive purposes, as long as there's a positive reason for doing these things, then I think this is good, because it's really just another way of creating a kind of ritual or honoring something that you wish to happen, kind of like a prayer. I mean, a prayer is a kind of ritual. It's a kind of spell. Depends who you talk to, I guess, or what the prayer is for. But at the end of the day, all of these things come down to setting intentions. So in saying that, I would highly recommend that you stay away from setting intentions surrounding bending another's will or trying to bring something into your life which you think will complete you, because both of these actions come from a place of lack, and all you're doing is perpetuating an energy of stagnancy and delay into your life. That is it. You're creating a ritual around delaying something even further. Think about that. And that speaks about what the Empress really is. The Empress is the most beautiful card in the tarot. Male or female, it doesn't matter, take it as it fits. But the Empress is just sitting here inside this energy of abundance. And everything is just magnetized to her, attracted to her, because she's in this space. Do you think the Empress is sitting around lighting a candle? No. What do we have the foundation, please? Ah, there he is. We've been speaking about him throughout this reading. The devil, Moloch, right underneath this Knight of Pentacles. See, that Knight of Pentacles, right, is that energy of manifesting from a place of lack. Well, I'm going to go through the awakening process because, I want to meet my soul tribe, or I want to align with my twin flame, right? Not realizing that behind the curtain, this lovely creature is lurking, right? See, he's waving. Says right there, makes one worse off than ever before. Tricks mortals into being bound. That says it all, right? It's like the devil has manufactured a kind of spiritual awakening that a lot of people subscribe to. And it's all based on finding your soulmate or twin flame or your soul tribe. This has got to stop. If anything, it's taking you further and further away from stepping into that allocated position, which is just another way of speaking about your mission and your purpose. Knight of Cups in the bottom of the deck. So this Knight of Cups is like Knight of Cups in reverse. And I just heard sent from hell, right? This is the opposite of like Prince Charming or Princess Charming. Okay, this is everything you don't want. It makes you feel worse off than you were before. Right? Sent from hell. Sent from the devil himself. What do we have at the sacral, please? Six of Swords. Wow. Aquarius energy. Sheer. This Six of Swords is putting further emphasis behind this energy of stagnation and energy of feeling stuck. It's like ending up in a relationship or connection with somebody or a soul tribe, whatever it is, and feeling like you've hit some sort of dead end. It's like you end up in a situation, you start to realize that you made a wrong turn or you made a wrong decision, and now you have to rearrange things to remove yourself from that energy. And I just heard, is it really worth it? And I think that that's going to speak to some of you out there that are, well, I feel that the reason why this is even coming through now is because there's a lot of you that might be right on the precipice of entering into something that you need to rethink. Queen of Swords stacked with Six of Swords, right? Being honest with yourself about this path that you're considering taking. What do we have? The solar plexus. Oh, wow. The sun, Leo energy, boon. And this sun is really speaking about there being a lack of success in this direction. It can also speak about your perspective being very clouded. Some of you have this kind of lingering doubt as well, surrounding whoever this may be for you, right? It's like finally coming into contact with someone, maybe after a while of not being close to somebody, right? It could be romantic. It could just be friends or something. Somebody new comes into your life, and you think that they're sent from the divine because you've been putting all this work into yourself, right? This is a really easy trap to fall into, right? You're so focused on your path, you think to yourself, oh, there's no way that God would send somebody into my life that would try and derail me. Well, that's right. God wouldn't. That person wasn't sent by God, okay? But your gut is always going to tell you, always, And we fight with that gut feeling. I mean, if we could, we'd go 12 rounds with it. But I'm telling you right now, we are inside a matrix, and we are constantly being bombarded, and we are constantly coming up against different principalities that do not have our highest good in mind. It is up to us to listen to our intuition and our gut. That will never fail us. What do we have at the heart, please? Six of Pentacles, Amy, rage. Wow. This Six of Pentacles is an energy of actually you feeling very cheated now, right? It's like this unfolds, this takes place, it doesn't turn out good, and then you get mad at God. Like, God, why did you allow that to happen? God's like, I didn't send that person into your life. Do you think I would actually send somebody like that into your life? See, and that's the thing. A lot of the times, these individuals are direct reflections of our past, right? The devil's very crafty. It's very tricky, but you can always see his horns. So lean a little closer, okay? And examine what is being presented to you on your path, because there's always going to be something that gives it away, always. And you will find yourself in the future looking back, saying to yourself, oh man, it was right in front of my face. Why didn't I listen to my gut? Yes, it's in these moments you start to realize how incredibly powerful the matrix is, right? The simulation that we live in. This is an energy here that has the potential to completely derail a lot of you, depending on who this may be. And this Six of Pentacles here, right there at the heart, right? It goes perfectly with this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, right? Taking the offer from the snake. And it leads to this, right? Rage. This is an energy of, it's like an energy of losing everything. It's energy of debt and just your finances sinking or whatever it may be, right? Losing focus of your path. It just takes way more than it gives. And that's really what this comes down to. If something or someone is not going to add value to you and your path, you have to leave it behind. There's far too much at stake now. And you have a responsibility to uphold here, to not only yourself, but Source, the divine, and God. You need to protect yourself, your gift, your mission. As time goes on, you will become stronger and you'll be able to overcome these energies much easier when they come onto your path. You'll start to see all the signs. Then we have EIL, Three of Pentacles, Capricorn energy, mental force, right? So confirms what I just said about you being able to see all the signs and push forward without being hoodwinked and bamboozled by this energy. This is also an energy of you working in tandem with the divine to help you through this. Right? If you're unsure, you need to take it to God. Pray, meditate on it. God is not going to send you a three-headed beast. See, look at her. She's on her hands and knees praying, right? Oh my God, thank you for sending me this three-headed beast. God's like, what? I didn't send that to you. What's wrong with you? What do we have at the throat, please? Six of Swords again. So we have it twice. Negative polarity, positive polarity. Annuel, Aquarius energy. The gentle God. Perception of unity. Protects against accidents, heals the sick. Okay? So this is really speaking about understanding the difference to what God sends you and what the devil sends you. And, you know, I think you can really put it down to the value of the individual spirit. Pay attention to this. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to get to know people, okay? Because more often than not, you'll find that a lot of the people, especially in this day and age that come onto your path, unfortunately, are going to have things that they're still holding on to, right? Byproducts of the matrix. Things that fall under one of those 7 deadly sins. It's very rare you're going to come across people that are ready to roll, right? That can roll with you, so to speak. But in saying that, that's a barometer by which you measure who is for you and who is not. I'm getting a lot of ringing in my ears right now, okay? I feel that the message here is don't mess with people that are functioning inside one of these 7 deadly sins, right? Greed, lust, right? Which is, I mean, that's the biggest one that is rampant right now across the planet. But something that I've been really noticing recently as well is that when people are functioning inside these 7 deadly sins, they wear it like a badge of honor. So it's on display. There's no reason why you can't notice this. It's all out in the open. I mean, especially lust. So that's why we have no one to blame but ourselves if we fall for this. What do we have at the third eye, please? Ten of Cups. Ha'el. God, master of the universe, divine warrior, confounds the wicked, brings victory and peace. And I love this Ten of Cups because it's showing us your inner child, the you in the here and now, and your higher self, right? There's these 3 versions of you that are coming into calibration, coming into alignment, right? And I really feel that a lot of you are at this kind of crossroads in your life right now where you're being given a choice. You have the path ahead of you, right? This Ace of Pentacles, right? Or you have the alternate path, right? You'd be amazed at how many people choose to stay asleep inside the matrix and give it all up, right? And willingly mainline themselves back into the simulation. Most are lost to the spirit of lust. But this Ten of Cups is a reminder that there's so much better out there. Alignment takes time. Alignment of what is truly meant to be yours takes work. The only part of love that should take work is the work that you put in yourself to make yourself a suitable host for the kind of love you deserve after you've put this dedicated work into stepping onto your path as a means to fulfill your mission and your destiny in this life cycle. What do we have the crown to close this out, please? Wow. Empress stacked with Empress. Libra, Taurus, Venusian energy. Me-I-L. God, Father the generous, fertility and fruitfulness, assures peace between married couples. And it's interesting how we began this reading speaking about our motivation for awakening being focused surrounding the idea of bringing a soul tribe or a twin flame or soulmate into our life. And then we see here as we close out the reading that all of that is actually on your path, but it should not be your motivation to get to this destination because you will never get there, because you're manifesting from that space of lack. That's why year after year, people are still spinning their wheels, wondering when their soul tribe is going to come through, because that's what their entire focus is on. They've lost the plot and they've lost the meaning regarding all of the time and energy they put into their awakening to begin with. So be like the Empress, male or female. Don't sit around and wait. Just be and become one with your path and your mission as a means to understand the true meaning behind love. And then, only then, do I feel the real magic will start to unfold in your life. This is the message I have available to all of you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you would like a personal reading, you can find all of my contact details in the description below this video, and thank you for your donations. Take care.